Welcome to Westcity Stories. This is a collection of people from our church sharing a snapshot into their life so far. Let's dive in. All right, welcome to the second episode of the Westcity Stories podcast. The first one was with Dot, and I'm very happy and pleased to welcome to the... We almost need a name for this place, Kelly, of what... Because I don't want to call it Kel's house. I feel like we need to give it some fancy sort of name. Anyway, the studio. I'm getting distracted. I want to say welcome to Andy Longhurst.
Good morning, Corey. Great to be here.
It's great to be. It sounds like it's like some sort of official kind of thing, doesn't it? Great to be here. You know, long-time listener, first-time caller, or something like that. It's all about just getting to know a little bit of your story, Andy. I think the most pressing question that everyone wants to know is, how do you get your hair so curly?
Well, it's a rigorous effort for me. I start at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and about by 6 o'clock, a few of them are done. And then by 8 o'clock, boom, we're all good to go.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's good. No, a little bit from my mum, a little bit from my dad.
Yeah.
The two combined to form the uber curls that I've got today. So
I love that. All right, well, let's get into how you ended up at Westcity. How did you get here?
Well, I walked the first time. It was many years ago, just when they first moved into Nansen Street. Myself and my wife had just moved back to Perth from a country stint of teaching. Mm-hmm. Before that, we had been at Subi Church of Christ for a long period of time, mm-hmm. and we wanted something a bit closer to home. So we sort of, Google Mapped which church was fairly close, and we're like, this one's for us. So we started our journey about 12 years ago, I think.
12 years ago, and it was all based on geographical location of can we walk there?
Pretty much, yeah. I like the whole community feel of a church. It's not commuting too far. It's good to have your roots down in the community, I think, pretty close to home. So that's what did it for us.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into the bit of the time machine, go way back to your early years. Where did you grow up? Tell us about your family.
Well, we're from Geraldton originally.
Bit of
Gero. My father was a farmer out on Walkaway, just about 60 k's out of Geraldton. Mm-hmm. So we grew up there. Fortunately, before my second birthday, there was an accident on the farm, and he was killed. So from then we not sold the farm, but my mum rented it out to people, and we moved into Geraldton, mm-hmm. Where we sort of just went to school and wow,
did all
that.
So how did you end up in Perth from Geraldton?
Study, university.
Yeah.
There's not much in Geraldton going on. Well, back in the day there wasn't. Yeah. So to do any form of tertiary education, you had to move into the big smoke. So followed my 3 siblings. Yep. Moved to Perth and pretty much been here ever since.
What did you come to Perth to study?
Well, I didn't really know when I left school. So I did what's called a multidisciplinary science degree, which is just fancy name for a bit of everything in science. I did that for a year at Curtin University. By the end of it, I'd been involved in Subi Church and really enjoyed that, and it was like, this science stuff's not really for me. It's a bit boring. Prefer to hang out with some people. So then I left that to do a little stint at Subi Church as like a youth worker, helped out in the youth group there, and did a couple of sort of jobs cleaning and in a meat factory, and then did a 6-month course with Youth Vision, Youth Alive, called ACE Teams. It's kind of like you go into different schools and run programs, evangelistic kind of deal for 6 months. And then after that, I ended up going to ACOM, which is Australian College of Ministries. Yeah. Based out of South Perth, Church of Christ. Did my degree in theology there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you felt called to be in a bit of ministry during that time of your life?
Yeah, I did. Like, I was always part of the youth team at Westcity Church, and I was like, oh, look, what can help me with this? And I'm like, cool, love the theology. So I went and did 4 years there.
Wow.
And yeah, all the time working as a youth sort of minister or worker there.
How long did that last for? Because I knew for a time you were a sports teacher, right?
Correct. So I did my after my degree, I then did a dip ed in primary school teaching.
Yep.
And from then, kind of just way it works. I got the call up to go teach at a little place called Burringar.
Yep.
Which is near Mount Augustus in the wheat belt there. It's like 300 kilometres north of Meekatharra. So there was a small community there. Went there for 2 years. As a teacher. Then after that, there was sort of an accident there in the school, which sort of made us leave a bit earlier than we wanted to. As part of that, though, I got a call up to Subi Primary School as a teacher there, which I was like, great. We had a home in Wembley, pretty close. So it kind of all worked out.
You say we, so I'm assuming that's you and your wife, Esther?
Yes. So we got married when we were still kids. I was 21.
Wow.
Esther was 19.
How did you meet?
Well, we've got two very different stories of this.
Well, maybe we'll invite Esther on to tell her story in the podcast. But what's your version?
So my version is the correct one, of course. So I was in Geraldton at the time, and we had there was a Franklin Graham concert with Jars of Clay.
Oh, wow.
At I think it was a Perth Entertainment Centre.
Yeah.
So I got tickets to that, went down. My sister, Jocelyn, who is a bit older than me, she loved Jars of Clay, so I went with her. And at that time, she was going to Subi Church of Christ as well. So we all sort of had a massive line of people that we went there with. And I sat next to this girl, Esther, there, and we got talking and whatnot. So that was the first time I met her.
Yeah. What year was this?
I think I was in year 11, so Esther would have been in year 9. And obviously I was living in Geraldton at the time, so that was the very first time we met. But then when I came to Perth, a couple of years later, she was still going to the church, and we met, obviously reunited our friendship.
Did she remember you?
She did not. She remembered my T-shirt. I was wearing a Wallace and Gromit T-shirt at the time. But no, that's all she remembered of me.
Yeah.
But the good thing was I didn't really remember her the second time we met, so it kind of works out,
Yeah.
Which is good.
So when did you finally go, when did you connect and go, all right, did you pluck up the courage?
Well, no, if any of you guys know Esther, she's quite out there and wanting to get to know people. So she sort of struck up a conversation with me first and was very vibrant and energetic as she is. So we formed a friendship pretty much straight away, and it took us, don't quote me on this, but I don't know, 6 months to get our act together, and the rest is kind of history, I suppose.
Rest is history, kids, all the rest.
Yep.
That's brilliant. And you brought the family along today as well?
I did. We've got Tara and Hayley playing with
Theo
the dog. Theo's loving it.
So you were a primary school teacher for a bit, and now you're a chaplain.
That's right, yeah.
When did you make that jump?
So 12 years of teaching was sort of took its toll on me, I think. I got asked of teachers nowadays. With curriculum things, and I just came a time when I was like, I'm a bit sick of all this curriculum-based stuff and managing kids' behaviour so I can teach the curriculum. and I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be sort of more to, why little Johnny is running amok in my class or in his year 5 class, whatever. So I'd always had an interest in chaplaincy. For many years, I've worked with chaplains in schools when I was a youth pastor, which was good, and I really enjoyed what they did and thought it was valuable. But yeah, I'm a bit slow, Corey, with listening to sort of the call of God.
Yeah.
So yeah, time came when I was like, got to take the leap of faith in this, and yeah, haven't regretted it. Loved the last 2 years of being involved in such an awesome job. Yeah,
that is so good. And it kind of, I guess, segues into another great question as well, in terms of fulfillment. Where do you find fulfillment in your life at the moment?
Definitely my job. It's no longer sort of a effort to get out of bed and start the day. I love getting out of bed, going, well, what's this day gonna involve? Where's God gonna use me, and where's He gonna work in a very secular society, in a high school and a primary school? So yeah, I definitely find fulfillment in my job. Also, I'm a very much an outdoorsy person. I feel like I just got back from a 3-day mountain biking on the Mundabiddi with my brothers and a couple of work colleagues. And yeah, just being out in nature it gives me a great sense of God's spirit in this world. Yeah. And that's, it really recharges me and it gives me hope.
That is beautiful. That is brilliant. I completely agree with that as well. And I dare say there's a lot of people out there who feel closer to God when they're out in nature, almost those thin spaces that we talk about.
For sure.
I guess let's jump into that relationship then with God as well. When did you kind of go, okay, this is real?
Look, there was never really a doubt in my life about God being real. Like, my mum, single mother with 4 kids from a very young age. She always had a very strong faith, as did my grandparents, which helped out with us 4 delightful kids, of course, with my mum. So I had a really good foundation there in my early years. But as you grow up get a bit older, teenage years, you're kind of exploring things for yourself, and you have to make your own decisions about life and what you believe and what you want to follow or who you want to follow. And probably the first major time was like a combined youth service in Geraldton with all the 3 churches there, I suppose. But they did their sort of their altar calls and had their big things as they did, hype everything up. But that wasn't much to do with it for me. I remember sitting with all my mates there, and just this awesome sense of what God had done for me through Jesus dying on the cross. That really became real for me then, and I was like, all right, I can get on board with this. You know, it's no longer my family's decision of going to church every day. It's mine. This is something I want to do. So for me, that was kind of my earliest memory of, I want to follow Jesus.
It's a question that spontaneously came to me when we were doing the first episode with Dot, and I'm going to ask it to you as well now, is who is Jesus to you?
He's everything to me. He's the reason why I do what I do, why I choose to get up in the morning, why I choose to be a chaplain rather than a primary school teacher. Yeah, his friend. In my early years, I suppose, early on, I sort of, he was my father, a good father figure for me.
Yeah.
I think that's my main kind of vision or image I have of God, of Jesus. Probably not to have, because I didn't have a father myself. I was like, okay, I need someone who's reliable, dependable, always with me, will never let me go. When I'm going through the rubbish times, someone I can talk to, and I found that in Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope that answers
That
your
is
question.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Have there been times in your life where your faith's been rocked?
Yeah, a lot of times. It has. I've been through, I don't know if I should get into it here, but I've been through a few hard things in life. In high school, I remember sort of running away from, I think it was just me at home. I was 3 years younger than my next oldest brother, so I think it was just me and my mum. And there was a water tower on top of this hill, and I remember riding my bike there. Must have had an argument with my mum about something. Wasn't her fault, obviously. Must have been a teenage boy. But I remember riding there real angry and just yelling and screaming out like, God, what's going on? Like, how could you take my earthly father from me? It's not fair, all that sort of stuff. So that's one part when my faith was a bit rocked.
Yeah, awesome. Do you think that, obviously, the not growing up with the dad and then going, okay, Jesus, God, this is what you now are to me. How has that impacted you in terms of being a father?
Yeah, it's pretty scary for me because even though I had sort of my granddad and a few other people in my life that, my friends' dads, it is a bit scary because I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what a earthly father's supposed to do. So I'd just been winging it. I don't know. I think I forgot your question now, but for me that it is pretty important to be a really good father, and I put a lot of effort into doing that. I hope I'm doing okay. I've tried to be as present for my girls as I can. Sort of being a teacher was good because it wasn't overly long work hours. I could have the holidays with the girls and spend a lot of time with them. If I can, you might want to ask them.
Yeah,
they're just here.
How good dad?
I don't know.
Is dad a good dad? Yeah, they're nodding their head.
One of them was.
Yeah, one of them was. Oh, it's interesting that you say, and that's something that I hear from a lot of passionate fathers is they want to spend as much time as they can. They want to be with them. And a particular person who I've spoken to about it, when it comes to that whole work-life balance, has said it's all about quantity time at home and quality time at work. So, and what he means by that is you want to spend as much time at home to be with your family as you possibly can. And so when you are at work, don't spend as much time there. Just make the most of the limited time you have there so you can have all that quantity time at home. Yeah. And that's not to say that you don't have quality time at home. Of course you do, but it's all about the more time you spend at home, the better.
Yeah, thanks, Corey. That could have been useful about 12 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
the
look.
whole, quantity at home, quality at work. I don't feel like I give much quality at work, but I don't spend much time there either. So that's good.
What tip would you want to share with others to live well? You've obviously lived well. And look, you don't look a day over 30, to be honest. I'm going, for the last 30 years, you've lived well. What kind of tip would you share for others to do the same?
My motto is just have fun. I think I'm still trying to replicate being a kid, I think, and having lots of fun. I don't know. I've only hung out with sort of younger kids in my teaching, and they just know how to have fun. You know, they always live well. So I think that's what's helped me. It's like, why would I do a job I don't like? I don't know, Corey. It's just have fun, be good to others, be good to yourself, and
it reminds me of when, because Jesus talks a lot about children,
he does.
telling us to be like children in one sense, and you know, faith like a child, and all that kind of stuff. I think about it, and I kind of feel like you've just kind of encapsulated that, is that there is a beauty and an innocence and a joy in being a child that you somewhat actually kind of lose as you get older and get jaded by the world. And I love the fact that you go, no, I want to actually pursue that and continue that feeling, because it's close to Christ's heart. So why wouldn't I want that?
Why wouldn't you?
That's brilliant. You and your wife are passionate, and I love that. And so I'm going to kind of drill into that now and say, what is an injustice or a societal kind of norm that's commonplace that you see and you want to address?
For me, big one is, I suppose I'm probably more passionate about this than my wife actually, but sort of the whole women's rights, and you know, I always say, like, jokingly to my wife, it's like, Esther, women can do stuff now. And she's like, oh, but, and I'm like, no, you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, and growing up with such a strong woman as my mum, who was my, you know, father, the housekeeper, like she was all these things, and I'm like, man, like, women are just so amazing, and what gets my goat is when they're not treated well, I suppose. So the whole domestic violence, so rubbish. And I think that's been had a huge increase, especially over the COVID couple of years, with, you know, lots of, you know, working at home and spending more time with their partners. That upsets me, Corey. Passionate about that.
Yeah. Was there a way that you'd love to get involved to actually make a difference in that, you think?
Well, I feel like I can in my job, which is good. I do see a lot of, you know, kids coming to me with you know, the parents breaking up and separating through, you know, many different factors as well. So I feel like I can sort of help out with it that way as well. Just, I don't know, just try and be a good husband to my wife and show others how to treat women is the first step for me. Yeah.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. How would you like to be remembered? You know, we're going to fast forward 50, 60, maybe 70 years. You might live to be past 100. So whenever, after you pass away, which is a morbid thought, I know, how would you like to be remembered, whether that's by your kids or other people who knew you?
Look, to me, I don't really care. It's like, look, I'm just living this life best I can. If people want to remember me, then great. But for me, this obviously isn't our end home. Yeah. So I've got another home to go to when I die, and that's going to be just as, or even better than this one. So, sorry, I can't help you out.
No, that's fine.
Like, you didn't ask me the tombstone question. I was like,
guess what's coming? The tombstone question.
I was like, tombstone? Nah, I'm not. I want to be burned.
Well, there you go. I mean, what do you want written on your headstone? You're not having one.
I'm not reading it, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could be really corny and do the whole, like, you know, he loved God, loved others.
Yeah, But that wouldn't be true to yourself. And I mean, obviously it is. You do love God and you love others. But in terms of your character, it would feel like it needs to be something more vibrant and fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I'm so thankful that you could be a part of this and feature on the second episode of the Westcity Stories podcast. Is there any parting thoughts that you would love to have and to give to the listeners of Westcity, as well as other people who might tune in?
Just thanks for listening to me dribble for so long. If those of you who have managed to make it this far, thank you. Feel free to come and ask me any questions, delve a bit deeper in my life if you want. Nothing's off limits, so fire away.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Westcity Stories podcast. We hope you found today's interview enriching and inspirational.